Okay guys, so we're back and reading inverse values from a graph. Okay, so we are here, inverse functions. So you can see right here, the question is, the following graph is showing like y equals to f of x, but you're trying to do the inverse of it. So if you roughly draw it, if you have a y equals to x right here, you can roughly draw it like you have the intercepts, right? So you just inverse the intercepts. Before it was like 7 and 0, right? And this we have 2.7, I would say 2.7 or 2.8 with 0 and 2.8, right? So that will be your new x. Your new x will be here, 2.8, somewhere here, right? And line up with your 7 and 0 right here, right? And then that goes all the way towards the 9 over here. And that goes to all, because you're gonna imagine an asymptote right here, right? Like 4. So your 2.6 is not gonna reach the 4, at least from what we know in this graph, like the domain and the range of it. We know that's how it goes, right? Roughly the graph is gonna look like that. Alright? So from 7, right? Not reaching the 9, but not touching the 9, and all the way when you have y equals to x. So you now, that will say, you see right here, the y equals to x is gonna touch this point right here. So you're gonna cross this point and go towards your 2.7 right here, right? And not touching the 4, I would say it will eventually reach the 3, right? Right here. Reach the 3 and not touching the 4 right here. So that's your new graph. You can roughly draw it, right? But we all know that if we see like f of inverse of x, and you got 2 right here, so your new x was your y, right? Your new x was your y, so you're gonna look for the y here, and you know it's gonna be 4 because it touches 4 right here. So that equals to 4, right? Because your new x is your, before it was your, it's gonna be your y, right? And your new y is gonna be, before it's gonna be your x, so it's gonna be 4. Okay, so let's test that. If we see that's our new graph, right? And then we try to go over here towards our new graph, I will say is roughly accurate, because if we draw it here, we need to touch the 4 here. We need to touch the 4. Not only do we need to touch the where y equals to x, let's just roughly draw this, just so we understand. Let's just draw this over here. Wait. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put that into. It's actually slow. Alright. So if I can use this. So we know it's gonna touch. We don't need this for now. Okay. So we know it's gonna touch somewhere here, because that's our y equals to x, right? Am I using... Okay. So that's... Whoa, that's too... So. Okay. That's not gonna work. I don't know how to turn this. 50. Okay. So this is our y equals to x, right? And this is gonna be our new new. It will pass through the 2 and 4, right? 2 and 4, because we know from here 2 and 4, and it's gonna reach the 7 right here, because this is 0, 7, so this will be this is 7, 0, and this will be 7, 0, 7 here, and this is like 2.7, so you have a 2.7 here, and it's gonna reach not touching the 4, so it's gonna be right here, right? So it's reaching the 9, so something like that. So this is our new graph. Alright, so we know 2 is crossing the 4. Okay, so that answer gives us the confidence that this is 4, right? And sketch the graph of y equals to f inverse of x. Okay, so we sketched it. We know, like in the test you'll say, okay, so this is gonna be 7, 0, right? No, 0, 7. Okay, so 0, 7. When we point this out, as in this is like 2.7 and 0, right? And then not touching the 4, so not touching the 4, so coming over here a little bit, not touching the 4, and this is like, you're gonna draw the y equals to x, so it's gonna cross over this, right? And that's pretty accurate for now if you draw it properly, right? If you even you have the access to an electronic one, where you like an Apple one, then you can draw it properly with a curve. Okay, so that's our graph. So you can see here, starting drawing, right? Supposedly this will be up to the 7, but right, because this is 7, and this is not reaching the 4, so that's accurate. And this is our 2.6 crossing this one right here, right? 2.7 set right here. So I also this is pretty okay. So unless this comes over here, the whole graph will become accurate. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So now we're gonna read the inverse of tables.
We're told the following table.
So here you see a table, and you're gonna find 54. All right, 54. So this is f of x. So you're gonna read y first again. You're gonna read y first to find the x, because that's your new y. That's your new y. Your x is gonna be your new y. So 54 pointed to 62, so the answer will be 62. Right? All that, right? So it's gonna be 62. So tables are pretty easy. So let's do a couple of inverse functions. Just do 2. Okay, h inverse of 3, inverse h of x of 3. So the 3 before 3 is pointed to what? This is h. So 3 is pointed to 10, I will say. So you're gonna look for 10 for now. 10. 10 is pointed to what? point it to, this is 3, right? H of 3, this is H, and this is 3, and you're gonna go over here, and you're gonna see 10, this corresponds to 10, so your 3 new H of 3, you're gonna find the Y first, right? You're gonna see the Y first, 3, and you're gonna point to your new X, which is 2. Okay, so it's going to be 2. Right? That's correct. And next is table, so it's gonna be easy. So 20. So before this is R of X, now it's asking you about, this is your new X. So before it's gonna be your Y. So you're gonna look for Y, and it's point to your new Y. It's gonna be your old X, which is -2. Okay. Okay. So that is it. That is, give it a more practice, inverse your thinking, then you're gonna be good to go. All right. Good luck on your test.